Good night, guys. Good night, everybody. What happened? What happened? What happened? My bad. My bad, peeps. What's up with this music? Good night, good night. Why every time I put my hand up there, it cut off? Good night, good night. Stupid message that came in. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I gotta jump back to the playlist because something went wrong. That's a little bit too loud. I need to get me a big ass speaker. Cause them little speaker, yo, like I want to blow up. Ooh. Ooh. She got me crazy, and I thought she was my lady. Ooh, like a volcano, she erupts, blowing up my pages. Good night, DJ Busy Brown in the building. What's good? She drives me crazy. And I thought she was my lady. She drives me crazy. Cause she's having my baby. Good night, Charmaine. What's up, girl? You good? I love you called me back last night, dear. I like when you called me back yesterday. Yo, these rhythm was the ish back in the 90s. What? Some of them rhythm is the best rhythm on a dancehall track you will ever hear. He's in his bed. Good night, guys. The artist is on the at him. Yeah. And he got a bunch of new songs, I must say.
Much love,
But the
big
thing
up, big up,
we're
everybody.
playing the ones that we know him
Massive
from
love,
the
massive love.
most. Hi. Let me stop this music. Good afternoon, Mr. Easy. How are you doing? Are you hearing me?
Like,
Are you hearing me?
yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
I was saying good afternoon, and how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm doing good. Let me just go back. I'm in Jamaica and things. So
Okay.
yeah, man.
But
So
you're good, though. Everything is good otherwise and stuff like that.
yeah, man. Everything good, man. Everything good. Give thanks for life.
Most definitely, most definitely. Okay, Mr. Easy, I would love for you to introduce yourself to my people that's on the live. Of course, those that should know who you are. But even if they don't, yeah, just tell the people a little bit about you and stuff like that. Then we can just jump into the question right quick.
Yeah, I want the people to know my name is Mr. Easy. I'm an artist that's been doing dancehall reggae music for many years. Uh, I've been part of different groups. Like I've been a part of Madhouse Camp, Baby Sham, Wayne Wonder, Frisco Kid, amongst Dave Kelly. I've been amongst Barry Simon, Harmony House, did the album from Harmony House. You know, I was with my early time in the music with a crew called Rough Entry Crew with Shaggy Red Fox, Raven, Screechy Dan, Badger Jed. The Brooklyn days. And I'm still here doing my thing. I'm still currently
Yes, yes.
doing new materials. Big up Flair Lindsay as well, who made this possible as well. Working hard. And big up everyone. I gotta say much love to
Yeah,
everyone
man.
that's here with us.
I would say I don't know if it's your management team, but your team that you're working with, I must say kudos. As soon as
Yeah,
you
man.
send them a message, you get one back, and it's professional, and I like that.
Definitely thumbs up. Definitely
I
thumbs up.
like that. Yes, yes. So whosoever I be sending the mail to, like they're on point. I like that very much. And they ask what they want and
Yes.
what they don't want, and then you know where to go from there. And yeah, that team that you're working with, kudos.
Definitely. Definitely.
So, Mr. Easy. I remember when you came on at the time, I think I was barely just in high school. And yo, I was just saying right now, them rhythm the back in the days.
I love when you said that today.
If you never like go out with yourself and never rhythm there with the other artists, because you know that rhythm was like around that era. If you never did up on a rhythm, then you're not saying nothing. God no.
Cho. Those rhythms are the one that actually give you a set career,
Yes.
as far as
Make you
knowing
are
that
who you are
you have a
today. Yes.
definitely,
It's
that you have a catalog of music where you can actually tour off of. When you work with a Dave Kelly and a Tony Kelly, it's definitely a blessing because trust
yes.
me, I've seen artists that were more established than I was at that time came through the gate and could not get a record for Dave or Tony Kelly because they have a principle about themselves where it's more loyalty over royalty.
Royalty. And that was yes, that's how it used
And
to be
and
back in the days.
and that's
Yes.
how that's how Dave was. And definitely, I've seen artists that got big tunes and come through the gate and figure, cause them have big tunes, Dave gonna voice them. But from Dave experience of going through things with many artists before that, he has actually learned that it's all about being loyal.
It's the
So
truth. You can't go
I, I,
wrong
wa-
on
I
that.
was I was actually in the Dave Kelly camp for one whole year. I used to help Dave Kelly go and pick up the records when it was like vinyls, at Dynamic Sounds, when he pressed them up. I used to be around Dave, and I never got to record for him for a whole year just by him. That I mean, I guess he was testing my loyalty to see how much I really want to record, and see
Yes,
if I'm there for the long haul. So I remember one day I told him that I'm going back to Brooklyn. He was like, "No man, I'm gonna voice it tonight," and that's when he voiced me and Baby Sham on the Joyride.
okay. Yo, the rhythm there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
That was it.
Joyride is definitely a classic. Big, big, big classic.
It is.
1996, huh?
Yeah, around 95, 96, and then
And then you come with the
yeah, because
raven.
them time they used to have a lot more artists getting that recognition and the name from those rhythms alone.
Yes. Because remember
Once you hear the rhythm, you just have to know which mixer coming, you know exactly which artist is coming on.
Yeah, man. When Dave Kelly drop a rhythm, people don't even business. They just want the rhythm. I always remember there was a man in Spanish Town. He had a record store that he sells records, but sometimes he has records that won't sell off the shelf. But he always wait until Dave Kelly put out a new rhythm. So when you go to buy a Dave Kelly track from that man, you'd have to buy two of the old one. They will sit down for and now sell it harder. That's how much in demand. And that was the fun thing about the music, because that's how much in demand Dave Kelly product, and our product was that in order for you to get one of those, you'd have to buy 3 more records from the man that's not selling in order to get one.
Yes, and that's the way it used to be back in the days for true. And
Yeah,
we're talking literally records. We're talking about mostly CD. Yeah, back then it was like, yo, them people don't know nothing about a look a CD record and then something they don't know nothing about that.
I tell people how fun it was to go into a store and go into a record store and buy a record. Because I used to see people go into a record shop on a Friday with them old check and say they might buy 2 records. I end up spending the whole paycheck.
I used to do it with my school money back then. It was like as soon as that rhythm dropped, and then back then over here, like I used to buy the original records them out of the record shops, but I know people used to stream them back then and like burn them off and sell them. So it was like, okay, I had all the original to anything reggae dancehall. I had the original because no matter like you can't bring no copy when it belongs. Not the right way in my house. So we have to do the. I wonder what my collection them there. Probably over my mother.
I want to big up Wayne Wonder. I want to big up my friend Wayne Wonder. Wayne Wonder called me about an hour ago. My name was actually reason and going on the whole memory lane and a whole vibe and it was a vibe. But we used to create music, like we used to sit down like Dave. What Dave would do, this is the time that we always release music around this month. Because we always release music like come the end of October to catch the old Christmas vibe.
Christmas, yes. And the New Year's jump over, yeah.
Yes, so Dave would say, all right, September now, the end of September, we start record. For like 2-3 weeks straight. We just know say we are pound the pavement, just recording music. And by October, Colin Hines and Fame would blast that rhythm off on a Saturday. And the week before, he would tell the people, next week, I'm going to drop the new Dave Kelly rhythm. And then everybody would be listening to hear the new Dave Kelly rhythm.
Yeah.
So,
but back then, it was fun. It was more like...
It's a joy.
Compared to now, it's like a rush, a pressure. You gotta make it. You gotta do it quick, and then drop it on the internet. Which the internet is helping a lot of artists. Let's be honest, and also artists that's not that don't have a label or a proper team behind them. You drop something on the internet, and tomorrow you're famous. So the internet is doing a great thing when it comes to the artists. Then, but I'm kind of surpassed in my question that I wanted us to ask because it's interesting everything you're saying.
Them thing that happen because we are talking about it. You have actually experienced the joy of that time and that moment. So sometimes you get the conversation, you can't get carried away,
Yes, that's my error. I did that. That's early high school, y'all. Fun.
Yeah, man. Can you imagine when the Showtime rhythm come out? It's like what? I don't mean to go further. I want to tell people that
living on my own. Sorry, I was just not living on my own, and first time I got club on party, go really a party like that. Them time of them rhythm they just drop.
Yeah.
The real Jamaican come out and I mean a foreigner. What I'm to you? But anyways, forget about that. I wanted us to ask you, yeah, Mr. Easy. I know you from back then. Like I said, anybody in my era and that loves regular dancehall will know who you are. I at least know your song, even if you don't know your name. But what got you started? Why did you want to be a singer?
You know, I never realized naturally when I started that my father was actually a singer. So it was like a DNA thing where he never really got the opportunity like I did,
Oh,
but
yeah,
he was a
yeah.
great singer. So it was a natural thing that was inborn where I never did voice training, never went to, did any kind of voice lessons. I used to have there was a guy named, by name as Sir Noel, big up Sir Noel. Used to make sure I come to his house every Friday and we just put cassettes in and I just record and full up all 2 cassettes. And it was just a joy. And all that came naturally. You know, when you go high school, when you go school and your friend them in the lunchroom and we start beat the desk and everybody start vibe. You know that so the Caribbean community always jumping on one corner.
Yeah.
Lunchtime. You know,
Real
everybody
talk.
because that's how we kept in touch with our actual, our whole, we miss home. So the way how we
Yeah.
kept in touch with our home is by us gathering together in the lunchroom and all when you look everybody's one person from this parish, one person from that parish, and then
Yeah.
we will have vibe and talk about back in the days with Jamaica. We start beat the desk, and next one man start DJ, one man start sing, and we realize so there was something there. So after that, now when our brethren now in build up a little sound at the house. So after school, we'd go by females and we start, to start practice. One day I used to DJ first, and one of my brethren said, "No, man, I sing up. I tried singing, and one of my brethren heard it, and he said,
Yeah.
"Yo, John, what's that you have to do?" And he tell me, say, I'm gonna have to pick something. And he said the singing is a more longevity for myself, so I must stick to that. And that's how I came out of DJ and started singing. And when I heard Dennis Brown, my youngest aunt used to live in the basement. She was more like the rebel and thing, love go dance and everything. So she used to, that auntie there, So she used to love Dennis. She used to love Dennis Brown, and
Yeah.
her older sisters, who are my mother and my aunt, them used to curse her all the time, and we have play the music, and that thing they go, but
I
she
know,
always
I
love it,
know.
and I stuck more like with her, that aunt, my aunt
Yes,
Bev, and you know, every time she buy music, I'd go down there and go listen to her music. And I fell in love with Dennis Brown vocals. And I said, I want to be like Dennis Brown. So I started, like the whole of us, like the Luciana, the Richie Stevens, everybody tried to
yeah,
sing like Dennis Brown until them actually find them own way. And I was one of those persons who like Dennis Brown and just say, I want to be like Dennis Brown.
definitely. I got that. I got that. So, did your parents like push you to go further with it, or back then there was the type of parents that said, "No, you can't do that," especially if they're in a
Let me tell you
church.
something. I was one of those. I was really blessed to have a mother who who believed in me, who would give me like $20 on Wednesdays to go to the Apollo Theater and sing, and she never discouraged me. She always say you must get a little job, and so I used to drive taxi cabs and I used for my stepfather taxi cab, and I used to be an exterminator because I always want to have things that I can actually. It's more flexible to do the music. If I have to get
Yeah,
up and go, I can go. So if I'm doing something that's independent, like driving a cab, and being an exterminator, then I can actually do the music full time
yeah,
because
yeah.
all those things that
Mhm.
I can go out and hustle for like a couple of hours and make a certain amount of income where I know, all right, boom, time for the music,
Most
you know.
definitely.
So my mother was very
Okay.
supportive.
This is great because we know back then the parents
Yes,
them did more
yes,
strict. I don't know why I
yes,
listen to the Barry Alman and the Dennis Brown. Those were thrillers. You could have listened
yes,
to them. The appearance, even Shaq Christian, you probably wouldn't mind. But
yes.
I remember growing up in that era where if you wanted us to become an artist, it was like a big no, 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 that now go do nothing for you. You
I,
can't make money.
I, you
Living the day
understand,
now.
and they never see the. A lot of people never saw the future of what dancehall
Yeah,
and reggae would become. So that's why I always tell people, and I see that with these artists, they don't realize there was a Brigadier Jerk excuse me, there was a Brigadier Jerry, there was a Bobby Culture, there was a Nicodemus, there
Yes.
was a Johnny Ringo, Welton Irie. These guys never really made anything out of it. But what they were doing was actually setting it for the next generation
Such
to
a
come
thing.
to
Yes.
actually to
Yes.
achieve more than what they did. So you have to, these are the persons that
True.
you have to create, because each one of us look at the other generation before in order to be attracted to music. You
True.
understand me?
True.
So
True.
every new artist now always saw somebody before themselves that made them want to love this business and this music
The
business. So
music.
you have to
Yes.
give
Yes.
love, you have to show love to the Dennis Browns and the Brigadier Jerrys who used to grow up watching and listen to them on cassettes and know say them man paved the way for you.
Yeah. Okay. You brought up a valid point where you said the artist before the one them that set the pave, you were happy and you loved the word you used were love the music. What do you think about this new generation now when it comes to loving of the music or loving of the hype and the fame and the money that comes with it?
I think because of social media, I think they love social media more than the music, really. Because when you really look at music now, it's more about social media than even the music. I think, a person will see another person who's a DJ or a singer, and they won't say, I wanna, I love that guy, that I wanna learn how to do it like him. They'll just wanna be like, I wanna
Him.
go. They just wanna, they want, I want the Benz, they want the Bimmer, they want, because that's what social media does. So even when a person is not even when, that's why you'll find that you find a lot of one hit wonders, because people can get lucky, but that don't mean that you're talented. And
True.
now it's not really about talent, really. No. People are more like, yo, I want to do it. And that's why even when you see the artists and perform, they can't perform as good because
They
it's not
cannot.
it's not really a love for it.
Rubbish.
It's not a love for the music. It's really a love for the excitement of what music creates.
Okay. Let me ask you this, yeah? What um hmm, what do you think or feel is one of your best songs that you have ever put out early 90s or late 90s compared to now? Like your favorite then and your favorite now that you've released so far within your career. Uh, Yeah,
It drives me.
we're breaking up.
I would say drive me crazy because it's real. It's true. It's a true story. It's not even a story. It's reality of what happened in my
Yes,
life.
yes.
And even though it was something that happened that didn't turn out well, it actually gave me a song that's now a classic.
Yes.
You know, so
Thanks to
something has to
her.
happen. Something has to happen to make something happen for yourself. Where
Yes, yes.
it has to be realistic. It's not a story. I'm not gonna tell you I had a Benz when I didn't have one, but I can tell you that she drove me crazy. You understand?
Yes.
And both
Yes.
women and men, both women and men can relate to that situation because I'm sure a lot of people have been in the situation that I've been into.
Yes, that's we all have. Once you reach a certain age, it's inevitable.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. And
All right.
I tell my young kid, enjoy junior high school, enjoy high school, enjoy
Yes.
those times. Really
Things into the mind.
enjoy those times of where you don't have to pay a bill or to enjoy these things.
Yes,
Where
because
you- where-
when the big people things start, it's not nice.
yeah. Enjoy now having a cell phone and not knowing how the bill is paid. Just know that it's always working, and and the bill every month now the bill paid without you. You don't have to wonder why is this phone keep stays on and never go.
Yes, yes, it's true. I never wanted to ask mommy, did you pay the bill? But you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
call
yeah,
every day, go snap
yeah. So
internet every day. Don't even
yeah,
care how it's been paid.
and that's one of and that's one of the reasons why I have to give thanks to my mother because when you're younger you don't realize you're not because she used to find it and give it to you. You don't realize
Yes,
that it was difficult for her to find it because
she
she
was
gave it to you.
struggling to get it.
Yeah,
Yes,
because guess what? She gave it to you so easy.
That's the truth right there. That's the
Because
truth.
she never want you to go ask nobody feed, so she always give it to you. And you not realize it
Yep.
because it came in your hand so easy. So when you just get older, you realize my mother was a nurse for like 40 years. And when you take a stock, she has to work every night as a nurse. You know, it's
She
like,
working almost 100 hours a week.
yeah, man, overtime and all the time, the overtime. And, you know, so now you understand, you know, and you're appreciative. And
Yeah,
you really appreciate, you know, the things that, you know, the
definitely,
struggles. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. Um, Question. I know you've done some great collab in the past and probably in the future coming, but which musician, doesn't matter if it's a male or a female, would you love to do a collaboration with right now at this point?
I'd love to do a song with Aline.
Oh, that's my girl.
I don't know if she's listening. I follow her and I hope she's probably listening. I just Aline vocals is I just think that my vocals and Alien vocals is really much up.
Oh, yes,
I mean,
yes.
and her voice is so beautiful and pure,
Yep.
you
You
know?
see the one when she was on the beach this week and she starts singing, I'm like, oh, this woman could sing the
Yeah,
ocean and over.
she's a natural, you know? And I like
Yeah,
natural vocalists, you know, effortless, you know,
yeah.
melodic and you know, just them type of vibe. You know, if not her, I'll dub. It's with her and Marcia Griffiths. You know.
Can't go wrong. They both talented and Master Griffins, she's a legend on her own. So
Yes.
yeah,
And I have to give it
that's
up
a
to
legend.
there's another one. Her name is Chevelle Franklin. She is crazy.
Oh yeah,
Chevelle.
most definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
man, some great
Can't
ones out
forget
there. But
about them.
those are some picks that I definitely love to do songs with. You know.
Yeah, can't go wrong that. Like sometimes you just gotta give the props to who deserve it. You just gotta give them their flowers while they're alive.
Yeah,
And
man,
say
definitely,
yes.
definitely.
Yeah, man. Let me ask you this. If there's one thing you would want a fan to remember you by, what would that be and why you think that personally?
I would like, fans, because most people that meet me, they can't believe I'm that down to earth and real. And I like to them to remember me as being a kind person, giving and caring. It's like, like just now I was in a barber shop and I got a haircut and there was a little kid, three kids, and one went to the barber chair. And sometimes sometimes I just feel to just do certain things and I just do it. So after I finished getting my haircut and the kid sat down to get his haircut and I
Yeah.
was paying for my haircut, I just told the barber, I'm gonna pay for this kid haircut. I just paid for his haircut same time, And the kid and I just let him know that this is how I want you to deal with other people. And he said,
Yeah.
yeah. So I do things like this to let them know, listen, kindness is the way.
I hope that stick to him. I hope
You
that
know,
stick to him.
yes. So these are the
That's the
things that
great thing. Okay. You've been living in the States for quite a while, right?
yeah.
How do you think when it comes to the dance hall and the reggae scene in America compared to when you're there? Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be better for me, anyways. How is the party scene between both country when it comes to like you done in America, everything is in the club, and Jamaica, everything is on the
You,
street.
even though it's in the club, I think Brooklyn and Kingston is similar.
Okay.
Brooklyn is really, if you go to Brooklyn, you'll feel like you're probably in Kingston. Only like when it gets like cold, just the weather alone let you feel like, your reality of where you are. But besides from that, it's a kind of vibe. It's a mecca of different Caribbean people, and dancehall in Brooklyn, and that's how come we realize, see like Jay-Z and all these guys love to get involved in the whole dancehall scene because
Yes,
of the
yes,
whole Brooklyn vibe. That's how Brooklyn. So you can't be in Brooklyn and not know dancehall.
that's true.
There's no way you can be in
That's
Brooklyn. Once you
definitely true.
live in Brooklyn, you have to know dancehall because it's something that you can't escape.
I can't
And
escape it.
I remember in the early 90s, you have to give it up to David Levy. There was a guy by David Levy. He's from Barbados. But what he would do, he had a club called the Underground at Union Square in Manhattan. And what he did, he used to he's the first one I remember putting dancehall and hip hop together, artists. So he would bring a Super Cat, then he would bring a KRS One.
Oh yeah.
So now when you brought these
Which is half Jamaican, which is Jamaican, but grew up in the States.
two
KRS-One.
KRS, but he was
He
so
got
hip hop.
Jamaican
So he start
background.
when he started bringing these two genres together, it was like a vibe. So you'd have a crowd who come all the way from the Bronx, from all over to Brooklyn to meet at this one spot with the best hip hop artists at the time and the best dancehall artists. So that's when everything started
Right.
merging, and then each one wants to say, "I want to do a song with you," and that's how the thing started working together.
And
As
it's
a, as
still
a,
working, thank God.
and it still work together right now.
Most definitely. The connection is dropping a bit. I don't know if it's from your side or mine's. And I don't know if the audience that even noticed that the internet is kind of messing up, but I'm hearing
I'm
you.
hearing,
Let
I'm
me
hearing
ask
you
you.
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
I'm hearing you. Now I'm hearing you because just now you like chip out for like a couple of seconds, but not a
Okay.
big deal. As long as you're still hearing me, it means the audience is still hearing the conversation. All right, let me
Yes.
ask you this, yeah? Do you think you can get any better at this point in your career, and especially when it comes to the vocal side? I mean, personally, I would love to see you do a reggae, a dancehall album, because you said you started out as actually as a dancehall artist till you went over to the other side. Do you think you have it in you to do like put out a whole dancehall album?
I'm in Jamaica working on that right now, and as I speak, I'm working. I'm actually. It's like you're reading my mind ahead of me. It's like, so that's. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, I'm here. That's what I'm doing. I'm actually working on a project where it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be that kind of vibe.
Nice,
Yeah, man,
nice. Looking
that kind
out
of vibe.
for this
I'm taking
one.
taking my time and doing that album, doing that project. Yeah.
Most definitely. If you have any advice for the upcoming artists within the business, the one them that's already upcoming but established, and the one them that upcoming nobody actually know who they are apart from the people that internet and family and stuff like that. What advice would you give to them coming in such a
I'll tell
business?
I'll tell the artists and nowadays to be unique, because the way how you have a longevity career is by being unique. Because I find that most of the artists them now, sometimes I can't even tell them different because they all sound the same way. It's not like one time where you'd have a Shabba, then you have a Admiral Bailey, you have a Chakadima. You can tell them all different.
Separate everybody from everybody.
So you could actually go to a Sting or a Sumfest and know that each artist that comes on is gonna
Yes.
sound different and gonna have
Yes.
their own sound and have their own style. You
Yes.
understand? Now it's like everybody, each artist that come on is the same exact. Sounds like they're actually DJing from the nose, from their
Yeah.
nasal. You understand me?
It's the
And
truth.
so I would more tell a person that if you want to have a longevity career, you have to actually originate. You can't really duplicate it, You have to be original. That's how you're gonna. That's when someone hear them say, "Oh, I bought you that," You get me? Oh, cover
Yes.
that, You can identify the sound as you hear it without guessing or spelling.
That's true. That's true. Let me ask you this. Do you think you have accomplished everything that you wanted so far, or do you think you still have a whole lot way to go?
There's a lot more. There's a lot more to accomplish. I just think that the most important thing, once you have that most important thing going through your body, like the air that you breathe, there are always more things to accomplish in life.
True, true. I hear you. That's most
Always.
definitely. All right. If you wasn't a musician,
Wow.
an entertainer, what would you be doing?
I used to love running. I would love to have been a track and field. I used to run when I was a kid. I used to run for my parish in Jamaica. I used to run all around the country for my parish. I used to go around and run. I was a real good runner. I loved track and field, and I would have loved to achieve that track and field career, because I love running. That's my favorite sport to watch. I love when a competition is competition of track and field.
All right, all right. What makes you love this career? What makes you love the whole thing about being a musician? What's the passion? What's the drive? What makes you still doing
I
it?
think I love it because I like to see people happy. I like to perform, and I like when I perform. It makes what I do to people and what I make people when people come up to me and tell me what I do for them and what what and that's why my friend always look at me and say, "Easy, you have to hold your head up, you have to be careful in the streets. You have to because you don't realize how much people look up to you, but
Yeah.
they do. A friend of mine, my brother just got to Ghana. He just called me just now from Ghana and was like, "Yo, Easy, may I walk on the street, come at me there, Jamaica." He's like,
Yes.
yeah, he's in Ghana. He's like, "Yo, Easy, may I walk on the street? I'm not tell you, come like me there at Kingston, like people that's on the roadside." I said, this and this and everything. It was
Yes, my
crazy.
mom been here a couple of times and she loves it over there. She's like,
Yeah,
all you
man.
need is the money and you're good.
Yeah, he just called me, was telling
All right. When you just started out, yeah, and especially in the span that you became Mr. Easy and everybody knew you from off of those songs and those rhythm and of course your vocals. Um, what weakness did you have back then, or more like a fear? Did you have any fear back then, knowing that all of a sudden you got the hype and the fame? And how did you handle that? Because we know a lot of artists back then didn't really handle it lovely.
you know. I was never a hype person. I was never. I just always know how to handle myself. The Apollo Theater. I didn't know that
Yeah.
singing the Apollo would have actually developed me. That's what it was actually doing, developing my life as how to handle things that comes in music, good and bad, good and bad. I remember one time I got an opportunity to sing at the Apollo. And when I went there, I was late, and they said I would not perform and that's I learned. They gave me a break, but they taught me that time is very important. I
Yes.
missed it. I missed it by about 5 minutes, and that 5 minutes could have changed everything for me. And I realized, so Apollo taught me time, confident, because I never believed in myself at first. But when I went there and I went to sing, I realized there were so many people I was going up against. But the difference with me was that I sounded different and I had something different to offer. Everybody there was sounding like Stevie Wonder. They were playing pianos. They were singing like birds. But it's not about how you were singing. It's about what I had to bring to the table that was different from what they were doing. That
Yes.
made me different.
And trust me, you had a voice, or you have a voice that once you start singing, yeah, everybody knows you, which is a good thing, of course, because that's your imprint on the world when it comes to your vocals. But let me ask you this. If you could change anything within the music industry, the way it's running now, because we know back then it was like favoritism, which is still am, but I guess a little bit
Yeah.
more open.
Yes. Yes.
If there's anything about the industry that you would love to change, what would it be and why?
Well, I'd love the dancehall community would be more open than like the hip hop community, where you accept people for their talent and not for how they look. Not
Yes.
for how they look, but for just being raw talent. You get me? Give them the same opportunity that you give someone else, not because they are more. Uh, I mean, you know what it's like with dancehall,
They don't have a
where
name. Yes.
yeah, it's very. And I think that's one of the reasons why sometimes you curse people and you're not realizing that one of the reasons why a lot of these kids in Jamaica bleach is because you make them feel like them being them natural
But what
self,
the ugly like?
they don't have an opportunity
That's
because you're
Jamaican thing. Love to
yes.
tell people you're black and ugly. Like being black, you have to be ugly.
Yeah,
I grew up in that.
I went through that as a kid, but I never understood it. Why they used to call me? When I was a kid, they used to call me Black Rat as a nickname as a kid growing.
Yeah.
I mean, but I never understood why. I never understood why they used to call me that until I got older. I got to understand that the world is, especially in the Western world, it's really crazy that way.
It's when it comes to colorism and can't speak for another country, but Jamaica is in your face. You cannot
Yeah,
deny it.
it's in your
It's in
face.
your face.
So
It's in
when you see these kids bleaching and doing all these things because they're looking for acceptance and they would like to get to that level of success that they feel like they can't get to as a natural, being their natural self.
Yep.
A lot of people afraid to talk about it, but it's the truth. The truth is the truth.
You can't go around the truth. And like I said, it's been going on from years. And now it's more like if you're not brown and pretty and chrome, you're not saying nothing.
What do you consider pretty though? Pretty is everybody.
No, no, no. But that's what the media and,
Okay.
and, and the rest of the world perceive. If you're not brown skin with pretty, yeah, I'm pretty. We know better. We know better.
Yes.
So it's just like if right now if you're not chrome in a certain Caribbean country, nothing not going for you. It's the
Yes.
truth.
I was sitting in the car, so I'm gonna go in the house
Okay.
because it's kind of getting dark outside.
Yeah, I
Jamaica.
can see.
So let me just
Yes.
let me just vibe with you. Open the door again for me.
Oh, no
I'm so sorry.
problem. No problem.
Wait, turn light. Yeah, give on turn light. Yeah, I'm here.
No problem. No problem. Just let me know when you're ready. Sometimes
Yeah,
that
man.
happens.
So I say, big up to the people and that's tuned in right now.
Yes.
Much love and much respect and much.
I don't know if you guys can hear, but the connection is going in and out. No, I know the connection was kind of broke up for a second. So I was just saying, if they can hear me, just
No,
bear in
man.
mind that you're moving about. So that's what happened.
All right, so I'm good now. I'm here.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, what was the last thing I asked you basically about but we're not gonna go into that color thing because it's never ending and we don't offend nobody and we don't want to argument with nobody. So we're gonna leave that alone. Let me ask you this. Back then, when you're on the big bad rhythm them and you go on with yourself, how did you come up? Did you write your own lyrics back then? I don't know if you're hearing me because it's spinning the whole time, but I'm just still talking as we go along, just in case from my side the live is good. The connection is kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's breaking up even. It's even stuck right now. Let me check. It's not my internet. My internet is all the way up. So I don't know what's going on, guys. So sorry about that. If y'all can hear me right now, it's basically the internet is messing up. I don't know if we're gonna cut off or he's gonna come back, but we're just gonna see what's happened until I guess we get disconnected or he comes back on the live. Okay, still spinning here and see you fine in New York. Okay. See, I know we was gonna get cut off. Guys, sorry about that. I think the connection, because the artist moved from one place to the other, the connection kind of gets shaky. But I'm gonna wait until he come back on the live. I'm gonna add him, and basically the interview's almost reaching an end. I just got a couple more questions to ask, and then after that, I have another interview to do with an artist. I think he's in New York. His name is Punky Lou. Yeah, that's an interview I have with him after. Yeah. Okay, they put it up at Punky Lou. Yes. That's the artist I'm gonna interview after this one. But I'm trying to see if I can get the artist back. If not, I think I'm gonna have to. Okay, he's not back on the live, so I guess his connection got completely broken off. There's nothing I can do about that. Yeah, the connection got broken because he left from out of the car and went in the house, and from he went in the house, the internet kind of was moving shaky, and then we got cut off. And he's not back on the live, so that means he's not on live as yet. Maybe his phone died. Also, we don't know. But as soon as him come out of the car and going out of the house, the internet kind of start messing up. But yeah, I got like about 10 minutes. If he's not back on the live, I have to yeah, end this live because like I said, I have other live that I gotta do, and I don't really like being late. But the rest of the question that I had from Mr. Easy was like 3-4 more questions, and basically that would have been it. I will definitely save this live. So who want to come back and watch it on NetJam 2021? As you know, the page is open, so you can jump over there and watch it, or you could jump over YouTube, the same name, NetJam 2021, and watch it over there. So yeah, maybe see. Let me go back and start playing, I guess, his latest song. That's what I normally do, because we know sometimes the internet of Jamaica move shaky. We're not going to go around the thing. We know that. So sometimes that does happen. But not meanwhile, I'll just go and play a new tune them and see if I could get him back. And if he's not back, like I said, in about 5-10 minutes, I don't have a choice but to end the live because I have a next interview in about 10-15 minutes. So yeah. Thank you very much, Coleman. What's your name? Coleman 37. Thank you very much. Work. God, the youths them must survive. So we are work from 9 to 5. Hold on to your dream, don't let go. Just keep that drive inside. Yo, you can't say anything about this man, especially this era. Best dance all I've ever been. Back then, people used to dance to the lyrics. No, them a dance to the beat and the rhythm. So funny. But anyways, yeah, we just are going to run the artist song because we got cut off. Not a big deal. Sometimes that happens. Fair Lindsay, I'm not sure if you're on the line. If you are, could you give me some info on the artist and what happened? Oh, that's one. Hold on, let me just plug this in. Not sure what about today. Could I get some info on the artist, Fair Lindsay? Because we got cut off. I know it's either in Bangladesh or the internet got messed up because he moved from one place to the other. I remember when these songs came out, I just was in high school, like literally first year of high school. Them times I just have free, you know, I'm a little boyfriend and can party and clubbing. Yo, me think we go hard back then. That's why I'm a calm now. Yo, strong your fragrance. Hey. Hey, already now. Now let me see if I could actually get the artist back. Let me see what's good. Always got to murder. Know the best we know the score. We are ready for whatever. I think I got like 4 minutes and I have to jump off this live and get ready for my other live. Y'all minutes to get my friend to fix you. It's messing up my whole entire thing. Okay, play new track. Alright. Love Star music. Let me jump over to the new song. Okay, this is all I'm hearing, Barris. Actually, like this one. You tell me food so we can relax. Mama have nothing and we can't relax. Get out of house and I can't be back. So you just can't stop me. So we are conquer the world, we are take on the road. Conquer the world, we run the road. Okay, well, ours is back on the live. I think we're doing the whole connection thing, but he's back on the live. I'm trying to add him back right now. Oh, there we go.
I'm so sorry. It's
no problem.
I have to blame it on Flow or.
You ain't gotta explain to me. I know.
Jamaica thing already.
No, there's no explanation needed. I promise you. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Trust me, because sometimes you have to.
I gotta apologize to my fans and everyone that's on the live, let them know that what's happening is it's out of my control, really. To be honest with you.
They understand too. They get it.
I hope you understand and accept my apology.
I was there just running your new tracks until you got back on the live because I figured it's either your battery died or the connection is just horrible.
Yeah.
And we know how it goes. So.
Yeah. And when you're here, sometimes you hear the Pino walls, you hear the dog in my back.
No, the dog them yet here. So, but that doesn't that mean I have a problem with the dog them back, with their back. That's what the thing goes. That's what the thing goes sometimes. Listen, I get a huge thing. We all from the Caribbean, we know what's good. But I'm just going to drop back into questions real quick. You have performed in various countries in Europe. Which country would you say is one of the favorites within Europe that you have done a couple of performances?
To be honest with you, all the countries I've been in Europe, it's been fun. And I mean, I did Milan, Italy, Germany, Switzerland.
Yeah,
I mean, all these places that I've been to in Europe it's been fun. And I've gotten calls to come back because of the whole COVID situation. We're gonna do it 2022. I'm looking forward to coming back to Europe. And I want to come back to Europe with a live band.
Nice.
I think that's what I'd love to do, is come out with a live band, because I mean, the audience that I perform in front of, I see that they like live music and them type of vibe, you know.
Okay, that's great, because I'm waiting for 2020 to show me what we are allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do.
How long have you been in the Netherlands?
30 years.
Wow. That's a good one.
I grew up here. I came here at the age of 13.
A year place that.
It's home. It's home.
Yeah, man. You know it by the back of your hand, man.
Yes,
30 years
home. Yep.
But you know, if you never said it, it's like, look how your accent is still like so Jamaican, you know, like.
That's due to family members, of course, and calling regular back home, and because I got brothers here that if they even try to speak Jamaican, you just gotta crack up because it just don't sound right.
We can imagine.
And so it's just like, yeah. My mom makes sure that no matter what, we kept the whole Jamaican
The culture,
culture going.
very important.
Um, we at home, like we would speak Papa to my mom, and then
But
we would speak Dutch to my siblings and my stepdad because he was white. So Jamaican just never left her household. And I did the same thing with my daughter for years. She couldn't speak no patois or proper
so you
English.
actually you actually know how to do Dutch, huh?
Oh, of course, I speak Dutch fluently.
Wow. I want to say big up Jojo Singer on the live that's checking in. I see him putting
Okay.
up the fire for him. Jojo Singer, big up, and he's out in Brooklyn. So I could see people tapping in from all over the world, and I respect
Yeah, most
everyone that's
definitely.
that's
Most
that's
definitely.
tuning in on
You
the
had a
live.
couple of artists on there was blessing you up to while the connection was broken.
Okay.
Some of them, yeah, couple upcoming artists like yo, big artists and stuff like that. You go back and read the comments, they there. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I had like two or three more questions for you, and then I actually reached the end of the interview. What I
Yeah.
want to ask, what can we expect from you now? What are you like you
Um,
said you're working on something. What can we
yes.
expect?
I
Just
have a
not
song. I'm
better.
actually doing a video tomorrow with a kid. He's about 17 years. He's a 17-year-old kid. It's called Current Boss, and I'd like people to listen out for him. His name is Current Boss, and he's talented. We're shooting a video tomorrow for a song that we have coming out. So it's gonna be a
Just
joy.
not better.
Say it again.
Okay. No, sorry. I was just say
Oh,
something to my daughter real quick.
yeah.
So yeah, you have an album that you're currently working on.
Definitely, definitely. I've recorded about 5 songs. About 5 songs that's ready to go. But we like to do at least 15 songs to pick to know that these are the songs that we want to put out for the 2022. So
Yeah.
and it's more dancehall vibe, type of dancehall vibe that people want to hear on an international scale. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm doing music for the whole world, not just for Jamaica alone. You know, because I mean, when you travel, you get to realize that people are more into they love the authentic sound of dancehall.
Yes, that old school. It can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. Because
I was saying
if
to
you look at it now, even in the Spanish market, that's what they are doing.
I
Yeah,
was saying to a DJ friend of mine, I would love if a lot of these 80s and 90s artists could like remix back those
yes,
hit songs. Like
yeah.
sing that we keep the beat, but do it by a different look. Back then maybe assigned to a record label, you can't sing certain things, and now everybody free and understand the contract level of being in the industry. Like I would love to see the old time artists and come back and remix over them songs.
A true man. A
Because
true
enough
man.
of them right now, because of TikTok, a lot of dancehall artists and old school artists are getting the recognition because these kids are loving the old
They're
school
loving it. They're loving it. I mean, when you look,
TikTok thing.
if, if,
Yes.
if you look at reggaeton never changes their sound. It's always the same sound.
True.
It's
True.
always the
True.
same murder she wrote with a little some little phrase around it, but them never
Yes,
change them the
it's
gully
true.
of it. And the same thing with the whole Afrobeat. The same thing is the same kind of vibe. So you know, give them
All stem
so
from the dancehall, old school rhythm. It's the truth. It's the
yeah,
truth.
yeah. Dynamo big up every time. Yeah,
Okay. Let me ask you this. Yeah, being a father, how do you juggle being an artist and being being physically home?
um. I mean, it works. I mean, it works for me because them understand. Them understand because I've been doing it before the kids them came about,
Yeah.
and when they came about, they see me doing it. So everything that fell into place. Fell into place. I'm a good father, definitely. So everything fell into place. And I have to give thanks for that, to know how to juggle the whole thing. Like I'm here 1 minute, and I'm there the next minute, and I'm here one. I'm all like even now this week, I have to jump out and I'm gone, and then after that I'm gone
Yeah.
again. I have a show in St. Martin on the 4th of December, the island of St. Martin. I want Dutch St. Martin. So I want to big up people in St. Martin that invite me to come and perform in St. Martin on the Dutch side. So we'll be there the 4th of
Yes,
December.
that's the Dutch side. The Dutch side is better than the French side. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be a vibe in St. Martin.
I love St. Martin. I've been there like a couple of years back, and I fell in love with the little island. Like
Yeah, man.
seriously, I fell in love with St. Martin.
This my second time going there, so it's gonna be a vibe,
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, this is my last question to you. Yeah, you're busy with the album right now, which is more on a dancehall side. I can't wait for it to come out because I think you're going to kill it. How do you feel if you put out your album, and because me and you know say a lot of time as being an artist, your song not do good at Jamaica, but in Europe it's a mash up the place.
Yeah.
How do you feel, even back then and now, how do you feel that if your song not do good in a Jamaica, as most artists you want your song to bust in your own country than it bust anywhere first, yeah? How do you feel if you put out this new song and it's not getting the recognition that you want it to get, and then it's a well of foreign? How would you handle that?
It's something that I'm used to, Most of my songs are even Drive Me Crazy. All them songs did well somewhere before it came to Jamaica.
True.
I'm used to all of my music for some reason. And I've actually performed even when I go to Guyana, I've sung in Guyana that I perform in Guyana. That's big in Guyana, and never was recorded in Jamaica. And nobody in Jamaica really know the songs. So it's more better for me knowing that I have a catalog of music that I can perform elsewhere around the world.
Yes.
So when somebody invites you and say, come to the Bahamas, but guess what? You have to ask the promoter which one of your songs are the most popular song in the Bahamas, because you will be surprised that there are songs there that the people have not know. Because I have a song called Strangest Thing Just Happened to Me, Babylon La, and that tune is big so many different places. And that song in Jamaica, they don't know the song.
Me don't know it neither. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend like me didn't know it because I don't. But it sounds good.
Yeah, Silent Killer. I have so much songs that I'm surprised that don't play in Jamaica and play some of my biggest dub plate cutting songs. But you don't know. But when it comes to some little boy this me the other day and straight said them get away. Anybody test me?
After all that I murder.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Me have to stop school. My mama was a working and my daddy was gone. Gunshots the rain again. A little war go pop up in the scheme. But
and everybody run gas.
we had
walk past yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that used to be. That still is one of my favorite songs
right now. And
still,
they can see that I have a video that's coming out with a song called "Wish You Were Here." I want them to check that out. Wish you were here. It's about through the pandemic and everything. It's just friends and families that we have lost along the way, and I want people to, And I have a song called "Friend for Life." From the day I'm born, me and my friend them no war over nothing. And we never have to run go for nothing. Let me tell you something. Me and a cute called The Alpha. You are my friend for life. Check them out, people. Check out Mr. Easy. Follow me on the Instagram, the official Mr. Easy, and check out the new stuff that we're doing.
Yeah. That will be people. We come to an end. I just want to tell you just tell the people on what platform them can reach upon, and of course. Give them a little singy something, because it's a pop off something there, my son, yeah. So, yeah, there goes the internet again. Ooh, I don't know if y'all can hear me.
This girl, them afraid we broke out and why.
I don't know if you Yeah, I was hearing you, but you was tripping in and out, and I'm like, "Oh, why is this now the time that you're doing your thing? The internet just to act up."
Sorry.
That was kind of pissing me off. Like, "Oh." But anyway, Mr. Easy Man, it was a pleasure to have you on this platform, Net Jam 2021. I just want to say, as soon as the new project up and running, just drop something in my DM or in my WhatsApp. I'm
Definitely.
going to drop it over here so people will see it. So I just want
Definitely.
to go say again, thank you very much for being on this platform. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Every
We most
time.
definitely will doing some more interview with you in the future, especially when the new thing come out. So again, guys, follow the artist and I guess every major platform, which is and this
Yes.
one is official Mr. Easy.
It becomes so easy.
Yeah, and your
Facebook,
YouTube or your Vivo.
Facebook, the real Mr. Easy, Mr. Easy Vivo. You know, do you remember Mr. Easy, current boss, doing a video tomorrow over the Red Bridge, over Firehouse. So come check it out. Anybody who's interested to come through. We got Wayne J. You know, the little art. I mean, when I say lickler, I don't mean licklers
Oh yeah,
in status. I mean, you understand me? As
yeah,
youth
yeah.
coming up, you understand me? So big up everyone that's following Mr. Easy on Instagram. Thanks for your support. Go and check out the new music. And thank you for inviting me and showing me the love.
Hey,
And I'm
you
sorry
did
about
your
the
favor.
I'm sorry
You
about
did your favor.
sorry about the whole Instagram clapping out and clapping in.
They understand, they get it. We all been there. Sometimes that happens. But Mr. Easy, bless up yourself.
Every
Enjoy the
time.
rest of your weekend. Be safe. And we'll look out for the dancehall album that's
All
coming,
right.
guys. So, guys,
Respect. Every time.
patiently waiting. Thank you
Yeah,
very
man.
much. Bless up yourself. Good night. We're out.
Man.